They didn't just lose the signal, they were cut off. In an instant, a suffocating blackout silenced NASA, the ESA, and every tracking station on the globe. But before we open those locked doors and look at what they're hiding, I need you to participate in this investigation. Pause for a second, comment your city below, and tell me, have you noticed anything strange up there in the last 72 hours? NASA is desperate for data on these atmospheric anomalies, and your observation, no matter how small, could be the key to solving this. Go ahead and type it in, because what comes next challenges everything we thought we knew about human history. It's 3 a.m., the sky is wrong. I don't mean there are clouds or storms. I mean the physics of the night sky have just been violated. What you're about to hear is not a prediction. It is happening right now. Today is December 19. The deadline has arrived. For months, they told us 3IATLAS was just a rock. They told us to look away. But this morning, a new data packet hit the preprint servers, and the silence from the scientific community is deafening. The object isn't just passing us, it has deployed something, and it is pointing directly at Earth. Today is the day. The calendar has hit December 19th, the date of the closest approach. If you are reading this, you are likely feeling the same tension that is currently gripping the entire global astronomical community. The countdown is over. The event is now. For months, the narrative was simple. 3IATLAS is a dirty snowball, a fragment of a dead solar system passing through the night on its way to nowhere. But today, that narrative has shattered. A new preprint paper has just appeared on the ARXIV server, the database where physicists upload their raw findings before the sensors get to them. The paper is titled "The Anti-Tail of 3IATLAS Wobbled Before Perihelion." Now, I know anti-tail sounds like science fiction, but in astronomy it is usually a known optical illusion, a trick of perspective where a comet's tail appears to point toward the sun. But the new data, corroborated by ground-based telemetry from Chile to Australia, suggests that this is no illusion. The anti-tail of 3IATLAS is a physical structure, and it is massive. According to the absolute latest measurements taken just hours ago, this feature extends for a distance larger than the gap between the Earth and the Moon. Think about that. A trail of material or something else stretching out for over 400,000 kilometers. And it is attached to an object that is supposedly just a few hundred meters wide. The math doesn't add up. You don't get a tail that big from a rock that small unless the tail isn't dust, unless it's energy. But the size isn't the smoking gun, it's the movement. Comet tails are passive. They are dust and gas pushed by the solar wind. They drift, they flow, they disperse like smoke. They do not wobble. The new paper details a series of oscillations detected in the tail. These were not random fluctuations. They were rhythmic, precise, and mechanical. Imagine a ship at sea. If the ship turns, the wake curves. If the ship corrects its course repeatedly, the wake wobbles. The data shows a frequency of oscillation that matches no known natural outgassing process. Dr. Avi Loeb has just released a commentary on this, and his words are being shared across every encrypted channel in the scientific community. He points out that a wobble of this magnitude implies a transfer of momentum. In simple terms, something pushed back. If you are trying to stabilize a craft against the gravitational pull of the sun, you make adjustments. You fire thrusters. You shift weight. You create a wobble in your wake. This isn't a tumble. It's a mechanism. A structure larger than the distance to the moon is swinging back and forth in perfect sync with the rotation of the main body. That requires a rigid connection. It requires structural integrity that ice and dust simply do not have. If you tried to swing a cloud of dust that size, it would tear itself apart. But this structure is holding together. There is more. The density is wrong. Spectroscopic analysis is coming back with absorption lines that shouldn't be there, heavy elements, complex signatures. Some astronomers are whispering that it looks less like a tail and more like an exhaust plume or a magnetic field. If this structure is cutting through the solar wind, maintaining its shape against the stream of charged particles from the sun, that implies magnetic containment. If you have a magnetic field strong enough to shield a structure that size, you do not have a rock. You have a generator, you have an engine, and this engine is parking itself on our front lawn. Today, December 19th, is the closest approach. The media is telling you to get your binoculars to see a beautiful celestial event, but they are leaving out the most important part. The object is dimming. As an object gets closer to Earth, it should get brighter. That is basic physics. Sunlight reflects off the ice, but 3IATLAS is doing the opposite. It is going dark. Its magnitude is dropping. It is fading into the background stars as if it knows it is being watched. It is engaging a cloak, or perhaps it is simply absorbing the energy we are trying to shine on it. The albedo, the reflectivity, is anomalously low. It's like Vanna Black. Why would you build a probe that absorbs light? Two reasons: stealth or power collection. If that tail is actually a solar sail or a magnetic scoop, it would appear dark because it is harvesting the energy, not reflecting it. So why December 19th? Why is today so important? It's the geometry. Today, Earth passes directly between 3IATLAS and the Sun. For a brief window of time, we will be in its shadow, or rather, it will be in ours. This is the moment of maximum signal clarity. It is the moment when solar interference is blocked by our own planet, creating a quiet zone for the receiver, or perhaps it is using our planet's gravity to lend a signal, boosting its power for the long journey back to the core. The tail is not pointing away from the Sun like a comet's tail should. The latest astrometric data shows it is off by 12 degrees. That might not sound like much, but in celestial mechanics, it is everything. It means the tail is being aimed. We trace the vector. It points directly at the galactic center, Sagittarius A, the same direction it came from. It is not a tail. It is an antenna, a high-gain transmission array. And the wobble we detected, that is the modulation, that is the signal being encoded into the carrier wave. We are witnessing a massive data dump right now. As it passes Earth today, 3IATLAS is beaming everything it has learned back home. It is uploading the scan data. It is reporting on us. There is one final anomaly I haven't shared yet, something buried in the raw data logs of the Deep Space Network. A series of pings started 3 hours ago, but they aren't coming from the comet. They are coming to it. Someone is answering. The timing is too perfect. The stabilization, the deployment of the collector, the alignment with Earth, and now the incoming signal. This isn't a flyby. This is a handshake. We are being indexed. We are being cataloged. And by the time the sun sets tonight, the file will be sent. So what happens when the upload is complete? What happens when the probe finishes its mission? Does it go dormant? Does it self-destruct? Or does it receive a new command? We are standing on the precipice. The object is 270 million kilometers away, a stone's throw in cosmic terms. The antitate is vibrating faster. The heartbeat of the machine is speeding up. It is preparing for something. Do not look away. The narrative has shifted. The data has spoken. And it is saying that 3IATLAS is doing something right now that is absolutely not normal. And the deadline is here. Watch the skies tonight. If you see the stars flicker, know that it isn't the atmosphere, it's the upload.